Actually, I started off this career with one particular thieving, and that was the hook to a higher place. The hook to a higher place actually came from a 1970s American sitcom called The Jeffersons. This was a sitcom about a black couple who did very well in the dry cleaning business and managed to move up to the Upper East Side, the posh part of New York City. Everything else I wrote, I promise, but the hook came from this.
Well, we're moving on now, moving on to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on now, moving on up to the east side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen, beef don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues. Get now, turn that back. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, yeah, we're moving on up, moving on.
You get the idea, yeah? Now you know how old I am. Because in the 70s, I was dancing around to that, kind of like that, in my living room. It's a miracle my parents didn't know I was gay. But should we go ahead and get this out of the way? Because I've been singing this song for 10 years. And I'll be honest, I'm fucking over it, but should we just get it done now? Alright, here we go, one more time. People walking all around with their faces on the ground. Sometimes it seems like fate worth giving. Bills piling high by the door. Just when you think you can't take no more, you wanna lay down and just give in. Here's what you gotta do: lift your head up high. Well, music has always been a big part of my life. I grew up with music. And, you know, over the years, people ask me, where were you when the Twin Towers collapsed or when Diana died? And I'll be honest with you, I can never remember where the fuck I was, because I never know where I am anyway. And my memory is shit. But I can often remember the music that was playing, you know, for certain profound moments in my life. And I can actually remember the music that was playing the first time I had sex with a woman, and I can remember the music that was playing the first time I had sex with a man. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. You can't write this shit. The first time I was having sex with a woman. Are you ready? What's this? And you know the truth? I did feel like I had just died. I really did. It was like my own funeral. It was awful. But then, years later, luckily, thank God, Mike came along, and I got to have sex with a man for the first time. And this is what played. Swear to God. But what's particularly great about that is not the track, huh? Is that the artist's name is Inya. I had sex with a man for the first time to an artist named Inya. Did Mike put it in you? You know he did. Yes, well, anyway, Mike continued to be a friend over the years. Not the kind of friend. He, sadly came to a very tragic end. About 10 years later, he got involved with the wrong crowd, the wrong drugs. There are some drugs that are wrong, by the way. It's only one, maybe, but he got involved with that one. And yeah, his life came to a very tragic short end. And I was in London, and I was very sad. You know, this guy had made a big impact on my life, and I couldn't even afford to fly home to the States for the funeral. I needed to memorialize him in some way, and I decided that I should buy a plant, you know, and the plant would be Mike, and I would water it every day, and in that way it was like I was nurturing Mike and he nurtured me, whatever. Anyway, it all went disastrously wrong because I overwatered the plant and Mike died twice. You know? So, in the end, I opted for a more permanent solution to his memorial. And I wrote a song called Celebrate, and Celebrate is a song about making the most of your life, because life is so short, you know, it's so precious. We have so little time here, and we spend so much time trying to be someone that we're not, trying to do things that we don't actually really want to do. And so this song was about Mike, and tonight, Mike, this is for you. Hey, we all waste our precious time day after day, when we should be giving thanks. We're always moaning about what we don't have. Why are we loaning our joy away and spending our lives working overtime, trying hard to find a little peace of mind to make my dreams come true? I don't always see what is good for me, my philosophies. I got so much living to do. I wanna celebrate my life. I knew you could do it. Oh, well, I have been very free over the years with just about everything, especially my love. Myra! Bitch, where are you? Look, I don't get to do this very often. In my line of work, I never get to have a costume change. And this is my party. And I've been in this business for 10 years and I want to have a goddamn costume change. Does anybody mind? Now, I couldn't figure out what to wear. I had all these trousers made in Bangkok, and I know they're all the same, but I want to wear all of them. So I'm going to try something else. And my boyfriend said that the shirt was too boring, so I had to wear this Pee Wee Herman outfit, but I am over it. Honey, there's no need to be so morose. Jesus. Lighten up. It's a pie. So, changes. I went through some very, very big changes in the last 10 years in this business. When I started in the business, you could still make money in it. About 3 years later, you could make no money in it. Changes. When I started in this business, Vauxhall House was cool. 3 years later, it was not cool. And I'll be honest, neither was I. Suddenly, everybody was putting their hands up for Detroit. Have any of you actually ever been to Detroit? It sucks. It really, really sucks. But we spent a whole year putting our hands up for it. Suddenly DJs were playing anything but vocals. And I had no idea what to do with myself. I was being booked to sing at clubs where some electro DJ had been playing for 3 hours. They expected me to go on and give everybody the wings to fly out of their K-holes. And it didn't matter how hard I sang, or how soulful, or how amazing I was. I couldn't do it. And I really went through a crisis. I wasn't sure if I should stay in the business. My boyfriend at the time was French, and he hated Vauxhall House, and he was really into minimal. And he would say to me all the time, oh, the Vauxhall House is so cheesy, I hate candy, it's so cheesy. You know, you need to do some minimal. If I fucking heard minimal one more time, you know, I was gonna kill myself. How does a vocalist do minimal? How? The music was like for insects. You remember, things have changed, we've come back a little bit now, but there was this period, and I really thought, all right, well, maybe it's time to just give up. But did I give up, ladies and gentlemen? This is so gratuitous, isn't it? But if there's anywhere you can do it, it's here. With Myra. Jesus, Myra, can you fold those, honey? You're not getting paid for nothing. You know she'll be rubbing her face in it backstage. You know, cute, right? And look at the shirt. See? It's cute, right? Thanks. I got one fan. I didn't give up, ladies and gentlemen. And everyone said, well, you gotta stop with the soulful stuff. Myra, do you want to do my buttons? They said, Peyton, come on. So easy. You know you love it. But your hands are shaking, Myra. Are you nervous? Have you never been on your knees before in front of a superstar? No, I didn't give up. They said you gotta stop the gospel stuff because no one wants it anymore. You gotta stop the vocal stuff. It's out of style. So I childishly, defiantly wrote the most gospel-y, most soulful track of my career. This was my track in my effort to give up. So tired and feeling discouraged. Been spending all my time trying to make up my mind to be encouraged. And it feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. Every passing day, precious time slips away and I'm getting older. Being a house music singer is nobody actually has a clue who the fuck you are. You have no idea how many times I've been somewhere and performed a high place and afterwards some girl comes up to me and she says, oh my god, that is like my favorite song ever. Wow, thank you. No, like my favorite, like really. Thank you, wow, thank you so much. What is your name? It's your fucking favorite song ever and no one bothers to actually learn the name of the artist. But you know, the good thing is, you have your anonymity. You think you have your anonymity, but just when you think it's safe, you don't. A few years ago, I thought I had gonorrhea. I had that familiar burning in my penis, you know? Just so you know, it didn't turn out to be gonorrhea. But I thought. And I was gonna be flying to Egypt 2 days later, and I really didn't want to have that conversation with him. You see, there was a little throwaway ad-lib from an old Marvin Gaye track that they wanted to turn into a track called Love Is The Answer. So Mama Love may not have been as full of shit as I thought she was. This track went on to do quite well, and I had the beautiful opportunity to be on a float for Mardi Gras in Sydney a few years ago. And this track was big at the time, and the Freemasons were headlining the Sydney Mardi Gras. It was a wonderful experience. But my parents, my beautiful parents, my father and my mother are both ministers. But my father is a Pentecostal preacher and has been his entire life. If you don't know what Pentecostal means, just praise the Lord, hallelujah, hands in the air, speaking in tongues, footloose. This is the world I came from. So my parents happened to be in Sydney the day of Mardi Gras, and I had said to them I was going to take them, show them a minute or two of the parade. I thought this is all they could handle. But then this opportunity came to be on the float. And being on a float is very different than being on the outskirts of a parade, as we all know. And I had never had this opportunity before. So I said to my father, look, we have this opportunity. I don't think it's a good idea. There are going to be dykes on bikes. There are going to be Germans with chaps and their hairy asses hanging out. There's going to be all sorts of things that you have never seen and you never want to see, and I think it's going to freak you out. And you're on the float for 4 hours and you can't get off. But I got to tell you that it's an option, because you're old and you're never going to have this option again. And I need you to pray about it, talk to the Lord about it, come back to me with an answer. And bless him, my father called me back the next day and said, well, your mother and I talked about it, and we've decided we want to go on the float. We want to see the Mardi Gras. We're getting old, and, well, we're never going to have this experience again. Let's do it. All right, are you sure, Dad? Are you sure? Yeah, let's do it. So, I dragged my parents. God. Now, you all can imagine. Now, the Sydney Mardi Gras is nothing like this sad, bedraggled parade they call London Pride. This is depressing. But the Sydney Mardi Gras is a community celebration, and there are tens of thousands of people, and it's just happiness on steroids. But it's pretty full on. And we went, we got on the float. The people are throwing glitter and singing and shouting. The Freemasons tracks are playing from the float. There are 150 boys in Speedos, covered in glitter, doing choreographed moves to the Freemasons' greatest hits, following behind the float for 4 hours. And a drag queen on either side raising the British flag. My parents both have pink boas on, and I'm singing Love Is the Answer with Catherine Ellis off the back of the float. And at one point I looked over at my parents. My parents both had tears in their eyes. Tears. And my mother, she said to me, she said, Christopher, she calls me Christopher, I get it. I totally get it. This is like the best church service I have ever been to in my life. She said, I never want to get off this float. You know what, my friends? Love is the answer. It's the only thing that's going to change the world today.